we have one last thing to talk about on 3.2 for vocab, and that is the parent function. And it's the most basic function in a family of functions. And that's going to be for us y equals x. If you need to think of it in the y equals mx plus b form, here I want you to know that your b would become 0 and your x is 1. So when you have y equals x, your slope is 1 over 1, your y-intercept is 0. Turning the page, we have the parent function, which we were talking about, and it is y equals x, just so you know, where our y-intercept is 0, you go up 1 and over 1, so we have a slope of 1. And in general, a y-intercept of a graph is the coordinate point where the graph intersects at the y-axis. There we go. So that's all we really need to know. Again, when you have y equals x, it's y equals 1x plus 0. If there's no b, you can always put a 0 behind it so you know what the y-intercept is. Then I want you to know a few things. Let me go back. I'm going to insert a page. You might have to add a few things here. Okay. If you were solving into slope-intercept form, there's a couple things you need to do. This is an ordered graph. You need slope-intercept form in order to graph, and remember slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Don't forget that. But let's say you were given this equation, 2x plus 4y equals, I don't know, 8. This is in standard form. We have to go from standard form into slope-intercept. So essentially what I'm doing here, the key is to solve for y. Gotta get y by itself. That being said, look at this. I'm going to put a nice little box around the 4y because that's the last thing I'm going to mess with. I have to get it alone. First thing I'm going to do is subtract the 2x. Now, some of you are going to think 8 minus 2x is 6. They are not like terms. You cannot combine them. So you're going to get 4y equals negative 2x plus 8. The next thing you're going to say is, hey, Mrs. Scheitzer, why is it 8 minus 2x? Well, if you look in your y equals mx plus b form, it's mx, and then it's b. So I have to put it in that proper form. But I still do not have y alone. To get y alone, I divide by 4. But you divide by 4 for everything. You know, here the 4's cancel out. And y will equal negative 2/4. But I'm going to reduce that to negative 1/2. This x goes beside it. The x is not in the numerator. It is not in the denominator. It is beside it. And 8/4 we reduce to 2. All right, so here, my m is a negative 1/2. So remember, when I graph this, it's down 1 to the right 2. And my b is 2, but it's the ordered pair 0, 2. So you can graph it. We're going to go ahead and graph some things in the next couple slides. Hopefully you'll be okay. Here, your first problem. Here we go. You know your m, pull it out. And if you have to write y equals mx plus b under it, that's fine. Your m is a negative 3/2. Your b is 1, right? But it's the ordered pair 0, 1. And I want you to write beside it that we're going to go down 3 and to the right 2. Let's just say, for funsies, that the horizontal is the x-axis and the vertical is the y-axis. In the middle is 0. So we graph b first. So we go to 1. We put our dots. Then we go down 3. 1, 2, going to get my nice straight line. And we can connect the dots. But the thing we need on our line is arrows. Oh, maybe. Let me get my pen back. We need arrows to say that the line goes on and moving. And that is how you graph the line. Example 2. Here is in standard form. 2x plus 3y equals 12. Again, standard form, you cannot graph until we get it into slope-intercept form. So what we're going to do is solve for y. So again, we have to get this 11. Subtract the 2x. We do it in blue. Subtract the 2x. Right? So these go away. You're left with 3y equals a negative 2x. This 12 is positive, so plus 12. You will divide by 3 to get y and 11. So y will equal a negative 2/3 x plus what? Well, 12 divided by 3 is 4. So here your m is a negative 2/3. That means we go down 2 and to the right 3. And your b, the ordered pair, is always 0 and then our 4. So you graph. And I'm going to label your x-axis and your y-axis so you don't get confused. 0, 4, you go 0 on the x, up 4 on the y. Then you go down 2 and over 3. And these are negative slopes, so they should fall from left to right. And this one does. Take my line tool. Draw my line. Bring my pen back. Put arrows on it. And we are done. All right, next problem. So I'm going to have to maneuver my board here. Give me a second. Okay, so when you look at this, you're going to see that you have two problems, A and a B. You have y equals negative 1, and you have x equals a positive 2. Well, when you have y equal negative 1, this is y equals 0x minus 1, where my slope is 0. So this is a horizontal line. Okay? The horizontal line. So you know that it's going to go straight across. But you look at negative 1. Again, this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis down here. So we look at negative 1. Alright, there's my negative 1. But it's just negative 1 for every x value. So y is going to be negative 1 the whole way through. And it is a horizontal line. Now, it's interesting because it's parallel to the x-axis, but if you look at all these ordered pairs, this is 1, 2, 3, 3, negative 1. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 8, negative 1. Over here, even though let's make this bigger, this is negative 2, negative 1. The y will always be the same. But when we look at b, so let me look at b here real quick. Look at b, I'll do it in red, maybe. Alright, guys. So this is x plus 0y equals 2. Now I wrote it in standard form, and I put 0y. Just so you know. We don't need that, but I need you to know that this is a vertical line. So if we would solve this for y, you would say x plus 0y equals 2. So minus x minus x. 0y would equal negative x plus 2. Divide by 0. Oh, and look, guys, anytime, let's just assume that's possible, even though we're in the realm of absurdity right now. We would have negative x over 0 equals, plus 2 over 0. Both of these would be undefined. That's why it's a vertical line. So let's just stick with x equals 2. So that means you find where x These ones are pretty easy. They're set up in y equals mx plus b. It's not as big of an issue as the other ones. So here my m is -2. Put it over 1. And my b is 0, 2. So remember this is y. Here's my x. We go to 0, 2. Then we go down 2 into the right one. So down 2 into the right one every time. Every time. Draw your happy line. Call that one done. Here on number 2, this page, your m is a positive 4/3. So that's up 4 into the right 3. But your b is a -4, so it's 0, -4. So what we're going to do is go to -4 on the y-axis, sorry, y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you go up 4 and over 3, and up 4. So lost that 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 3, and up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 3. And this one should rise because it's positive. All right, these are in standard form. So let's try to solve them. -4x minus 4x. 2y equal -4x plus 8, the 8's positive. Divide by 2. Y equals -2x plus 4. My m is -2/1. My b is 0, 4. So hurry up and run out of time. 1, 2, 3, 4. You go down 2 and over 1 the whole way through. Continue to do this on your line and graph. Now here you're going to add 5x to each side. So plus 5x plus 5x. So we get 30y equals 5x. That's a positive 15, so plus 15. Divide by 3 everywhere. And you're going to get y equals 5/3 x plus 5. So there we are. Your m is a positive 5/3. Your b is a 0, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 3. Now, if you were going backwards to get a spot over here, you'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. To work backwards, if we're going up and to the left. To go backwards, you go down into the, up and to the right, you go down to the left. All right. 2 more. It's a y equal. So y equal is a horizontal line. Remember my x is 0, slope is 0, so we go up to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's simply a horizontal line. When I have x equals -2, remember this is the y-axis, the x-axis. Here's -2 for x. It is a vertical line. Try to stay on the line, do that job for me. And I think that sums up all of our notes for today. Yeah, 2-4 is next. If you have any questions, ask me tomorrow.